Right, so, hello. Milton Valley Railroad. There's a good chance that we might actually finish a branch. Might actually finish a branch today, who knows? Hello, Kango Fango, welcome. So, here we are. Last time we worked on this whole bit, on that whole right-hand side bit, basically. And I quite like how it's turned out. I really do quite like that. So that's all done. Most of this here is finished. We still have to put the grass splines and things in this little section there. And then probably, I don't know, I might place, let's see, how far does that go? That goes to here. Yeah, so I will probably have to place some baseboards around back here as well. So the plan for today, this live stream of Milton Valley Railroad building, is to fill out this little grassy bit here, then extend this slightly so that the tracks can go around a right-hand curve and go into some portals back here. Which, after we've done that, that will basically be this finished, except for signaling. So let's see if we can do that over the next 4 months. Right, so let's get started. Yeah, wavy. Spot on with the clock. Yes. Looks a nice live stream. Oh, a silver stream. Sliver stream. Portal 2. What? 4 months? Haha. I thought you might catch on to that. Yes, I know, 4 months. It might seem like a while, but what? It's only like 16 weeks? That's not that much time. It is actually not that much time. Oh, session layer, thank you for reminding me. That is why I keep the session layer locked. I'll need to put some sort of fence or wall at the back of the platform, otherwise people could just fall off. Okay. I think this is going well so far. Right, I was about to say we have to still put in crossing bars, but no, we have. I just didn't see them. I'm glad Trainz remembers the locking of layers when closing it. Yes, I'm glad that it remembers it when opening it. Haha, yes. That's a bit too close. One thing that I'm really happy about with the Milton Valley Railroad is that I've still got lots of enthusiasm about it, because with a lot of my other routes that I made years ago, what used to happen is I had a great idea for a route, started building it, then either it didn't turn out the way that I wanted and then that kind of made me get bored of it, or if it did turn out the way that I wanted, sometimes it's just my building skills just developed as I built it, and then I wasn't happy with what I had previously built, or just got bored of it. But with this route, probably because the building sessions are so spread out, that has not happened yet. So that's good. Ansley Island Railway. Well, Ansley Island Railway. The plans I made, I'm still very happy with. It's just the way that it turned out in Trainz wasn't... I don't know. I think because the way that I was making the route, I put a lot of effort into a lot of details, which then made the map that I prepared, like what I wanted to build, just feel so huge, like it would take so incredibly long to finish it. And that kind of made me get bored of it a little bit. Eastern-Western Railroad? Well, that one I started with the last version of Trainz, with Trainz Era. And then I didn't feel like converting it to TRS 19 because I wanted to build new routes with the new ideas that I had, with all the new features and things. So that's what happened with that one. Although I'm still really happy with a lot of the features on that, and I would love to build a route set more in the west of the USA, as opposed to most of mine which are set in the east. The broad gauge route. Well, the broad gauge route, well, with the broad gauge route, that was the first route that I started with TRS 19, where I, for example, exclusively used speed trees and played with all the different ways of how TRS 19 works as opposed to Tane. And I would have to, when I continue working on that, I would have to change, for example, the tree palette, which the kind of trees that I used on that, because I don't think that they, even though they look okay together, they don't have the feeling that I wanted. So I would have to do that. And another thing is that to start with, there isn't that much broad gauge content, and of the content that there is, it's very old, which means that with a lot of those locos, the engine specs just don't work, so I would have to exchange those, but then I don't know how strong they'd have to be and things like that. But I could do that. I could fix it like that. But yeah, that route, even though there are so many beautiful parts about it, especially when we get to the narrow gauge village with Silkmouth, which I am still really, really happy with how that turned out. That route, large parts of it were made as a learning experience, my first route with TRS 19. So large parts of that would have to be reworked with the knowledge and experience that I have now with TRS 19. And the thing is that if I think about spending time reworking large parts of a route that I've already made, and then thinking about making a new route with all new, fresh ideas, then the new route just seems more exciting, which is why it's easier to get enthusiastic about that. That being said, the broad gauge route, there are still so many things about it that I am really happy with how they turned out, and that I don't want to go to waste. So I think that at some point I will revisit it and, continue it. But for the moment it's paused. So, well, next message. R4. Okay, R4. By the way, I am also going to ask you about all of your routes that you've started after this, if I can remember all their names, because there were so many. Yeah, R4 is another route that I started with Trainz in the Era, which is where the two things that inspired that route were, one, some some great looking speed trees. Well, no, not speed trees. Some great looking 2D trees, so non-speed trees. Also, this also needs signaling, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, let's not do the signaling. Let's not do the signaling then. Let's do the portals thing first, and then we'll do the signaling. So, yeah, that was one thing. Those trees, those great looking 2D trees, that just looked so realistic. And the other thing were some Norfolk Southern locos that I found. So that's what inspired that route in Trainz in the Era. Now, so I was building that route, experimenting with different things, and I did really enjoy how it was turning out. But then there was a bug where the terrain just wasn't loading in. The route, I couldn't load the route. It felt like it corrupted, and then I went to N3V and back and forth, and as it turns out I had to wait like half an hour or something like that for the route to load. And then I had to convert all of the baseboards from the 5-meter grid size to the 10-meter grid size, and then convert them from the 10-meter grid size back to the 5-meter grid size. Then, of course, redo all of the texture work, which had, of course, through the grid size change, been broken, and then save the route again, which would then fix it. But I did do that, but then because that was such a hassle and that took so long to do, in that time where I couldn't work on that route, I was thinking about other routes, and in that time I'd found those great Old West locomotives. Well, I had kind of thought about those great Old West locomotives. Hello, VGR, welcome. And so I was thinking, well, I could maybe do something with that, but there aren't that many old assets. What about a heritage, like a scenic railroad, like a heritage thing? And then I was thinking, okay, well, I can work on that. And then I started that, which then became the Eastern and Western Railroad, National Railroad, the Eastern Western National Railroad. Which, by the way, is still that reason with the grid size changes. That is the reason why I still only ever place 10-meter grid size baseboards, and then later on upgrade them to 5-meter, like I'm doing now. So yeah, that's what happened with R4. Then I had that idea, and then I didn't want to go back to R4. Well, I did want to go back, but I just wanted to do the other thing first. And then, while working on the Eastern and Western National Railroad, it just, I switched to TRS-19, which made those great trees, those great 2D trees that I had found, completely useless, because TRS-19 doesn't work great with 2D objects, most of them, unless there are some special ones like those JVC blueprint trees. So yeah, that kind of defeated half of the motivation of why I wanted to use that make that route in the first place. So yes, that's when I decided to use to make other routes. Namely, that's when I then started making the broad gauge route, because I found out about the broad gauge stuff in Trainz, and I researched a lot of the history, the real world history, and thought that it was really, really interesting, and that's when I was motivated to do that. Okay, they're all so good. I see. Right, good. Oh, no more routes. I see. Funny you didn't bring up the Beetlebrook line. I love the alarmingly closely parked step van on the Eastern and Western Railroad. Yeah. Silt. Yeah, true. True beauty, that, thank you. The Morse as well, further up. That is so strange, rebug. Yeah, apparently what caused it was just placing baseboards in the 5-meter grid size. That's what caused it. Okay, I think should probably be okay placing the portals back here. So if a train comes in here, then to turn around, if it's to turn around, it would have to decouple the loco, then go around here. The loco would probably not even drive further than this point, but it could technically go all the way back there. But because of the curve, it still looks as though it continues. Need to go around and go back here, turn around and couple up to the other end, and then go off. Hello, yes, hello. Do you know what caused the bug to happen in the first place? Yeah, I think, that was that. Hello there. Thank you for all the insight into your past routes, Trainz. Well, the Beetlebrook line was finished. Yeah, exactly. So why don't you bring that one up? So sorry, tree bug. Again. Is there an in-universe reason for the curve? Yeah. They want the railroad to go that way. Because if you look at it, it's going that way anyway. And then there's a little curve like that for it to service the little town and the industry. And then it curves up that way again. Just reading some hate comments on Elias's design over on Pixiv. Ah, well, I'm glad you're having fun. Or will there be one? While sipping some hot cocoa with my girlfriend. Ah, I see. Well, I hope the both of you will enjoy it. Trainz. Ah, right, thanks. Good. So, let's place the portals themselves. Dun, dun, dun. I could go on, but I won't, because that would be annoying. Or it might be annoying. Who knows? Maybe it won't be. Thanks. I can just delete those lower IQ people's comments. I see. So, right, which one's the one I want? Is the... yes, just the normal portal, not the... Because there is the... What's it, the eye portal thing? Yeah, the eye portal thing, because there are two types of portals. You've got the eye portal thing, which is this one, the white one, which I think you can... The way... I've not experimented with this, but I think that with this one you can send trains in there, which will then be sent to a different user, like to a different player, who's also playing on the map on their own machine. It's not real multiplayer, but it's like if you have multiple different model railways, and they were connected with an underground tunnel, like a train would disappear on one instance of the map and could appear somewhere else. So yeah, send trains via internet, for example, or only within this computer. Yeah, so via internet. A destination iPortal ID you can set there. I have no idea how this works. Manually, the train brakes after exiting the portal, will not check junction signals, and the train will just continue driving. So yeah, there's probably documentation about this somewhere, but I don't know where it is. And then you've got the normal portals, not the iPortal. And these ones can either produce trains every however many minutes, and you can put in consists there, or they can, or consume trains. So it depends on which trains they want to accept, and then the train can return after however many minutes. There are also session rules to go with the portals. So if I go search for portal, we've got the central portal control, which if I add that, you can see here, we can set how many trains we can have, maximum trains, whether or not it'll remove other trains, and which trains to remove, and things like that. We've also got portals here, So we can choose a portal here and set how many trains that portal should be able to emit, I believe. But that will be done, if this is used, it'll be done in the sessions. So I think these settings here are session specific. Yes, they have to be. So I don't actually have to turn that on. I'll leave it to consume trains, so if a train goes into it, it'll consume the train. And yes, you have to say it like that. So I'll try to align this as perfectly as I can. Sort of like that should be good. And tell you what, since these are going to be, these have to be a certain distance apart. So 120.5 rotation, 120.5. So these have to be at least that far apart for it to look good. Huh. Alright, it's just very close to it. And since we've got this long stretch of straight track, actually, you know what? I'll put a little tiny bit of straightened track in here. Just like that, so that the curve isn't impacted. And then, let's see, these bits are not straight. No, not the bridge. I don't want... Hold on, one moment. I'll rechat in a moment. Okay, that's not straightened. That's not straightened, okay. So then I'll move these up to that. So then it'll just slowly diverge to go to the portals. So they found my Eliza and began commenting that she doesn't have real proportions, blah blah, too muscly, blah blah. Yeah, I don't have any comment about that. Imagine that if people's IQ scores were actually displayed when they post something. You have to enter it when you're making an account. And the original poster is actually able to delete the comments posted by people with below average IQ scores. Tutters from head to toe. Portal, chomp, chomp, chomp. Yep, gulp. So it is, which do you want? Portal 1 or Portal 2? Haha. Insert comma. Kangafango, I used the term low IQ people for the lack of a better word. But some people, man, well, you could just say, if I think to express the meaning of your comment, perhaps the word dumb might apply. That might be a word that, I mean, yes, saying below average IQ is perhaps a more diplomatic way of saying it, but essentially that is the same meaning that you were going for, right? I did think so, but the message sparked that thought in my head. Make sure the brain is connected before you speak. Me? What do you mean? Do you mean... I don't think you mean me. I think you mean the people commenting on Eliza. Your precious Eliza. I think that's what you mean. Okay, so now let's paint the ballast underneath. Oh, just a quote out, right. Okay, so no. We will worry about the signaling later. Not now. We'll worry about it later. Much later. Mwahaha. No, just later. Incidentally, tomorrow's Star Trek Pathos stream will be, the new episode will be quite special. No, Kangafanga, you can't tell them why. And I will actually paint it underneath here as well, because just so on the map you can see it carrying off that way. No, those people didn't read Eliza's bio. Probably biography. Should I say me? What do you mean, me? Oh, that. So they did, they would not be so offended by Eliza's time. I mean, that sounds like it might be true, but then again, I wouldn't know those people individually, so I wouldn't know if that would make any difference whatsoever. Oh, spoil things. Yes, I see what you mean. Disgraceful. Yeah, that makes sense. How could I possibly do that? Without difficulty? So, we've got the portals back here. Now let's rename them. So, let's do portal New Washington 1, portal New Washington 2. Without using hands. Without using hands. Yes. Okay, great. So that works, probably. Who knows? So I want a line of trees along here so that you don't really see what's happening with that. Then I'll probably have, well, with this road carrying on that way, this road will probably go up to there, and then maybe have a crossing over that way. And then we'll have a row of trees along this side of the tracks as well, probably, that come up, meet with the road there, be my guess. So we'd have a little field in this bit. That's my current plan. So let's put the trees in. Ooh, actually no, I want this field to be slightly longer so that if you look on the map you don't see this, that this lines up with the border of the baseboard. Okay, this should probably come over like that. Okay, so if you now look at it, it doesn't look like it was, it's so aligned with the baseboards. The disgraceful thing was regarding the previous topic of discussion with the IQ thing and stuff. Oh, right, I see. I thought you meant that spoiling things would be disgraceful. So now I need trees. Trees! I think I'll probably use all of the field trees for this bit because I want this to be quite dense. So, sort of like this. So you can kind of look through there a little bit, but not too much. That's what I wanted. That would also apply. Trees, trees, wonderful trees. Nothing quite like it. With a slight warmish breeze. Warmish. It's kind of warm. No, it's warmish. Okay, this road shall continue straight on till morning. Nope, just about till there. Only needs to go a little bit like this, then a little bit like that, then straight. Then turn like that. that's roughly straight. Pixelized Bio, I specifically mentioned that she has genetical gigantism, although IRL gigantism isn't genetically inherited. In my target universe, it is. I see. Yes, yeah, exactly. Okay, and this, well, I might as well have this carry on straight like that. Okay, so now I would like... Although if I have this carrying on straight like that... Is that okay? Is that good? I think so, yes, because if I add the trees along this bit, then from here you can really see it just carrying off into the distance. What it carries off, I have no idea. Yes, I know it's basically the elephant in the pajamas joke, but just reverse engineered and bolted together slightly differently. Do I want those trees in this bit as well? I don't think I do. I actually prefer it with lower trees because that way it looks more like a longer distance. Which might mean that I would want to delete that tree. And maybe also that tree and replace those with the smaller ones like this. Yes, because this way it looks like it's carrying off into the distance even more, but this tree needs to be moved slightly over to that side for the line of sight to be like I wanted. Yes, that's what I wanted it to look like, which you probably can't see that well on the smaller screen, like that, basically. Okay. This target form of gigantism also affects bones and is much lighter than full-blown gigantism. I see. But wait, if the bones are lighter, then wouldn't they also be more brittle? Wouldn't she break her bones at the slightest tumble in that case? Alright, I see. Because the bones are affected too, hence why laser is so strong. Oh wait, no. Wait, so they is much lighter. By that, what do you mean? That the bones are... Wait, what? Wait, so are the bones heavier or... No, the form is easier on the person. Oh, right, that's what you mean. Add bushes. I will probably add bushes. Well, we'll see. Well, over here, yes, I will. Okay, so that's what that looks like. Good. Now, I'll probably... Okay, I'll add some hills over here, which will then also kind of go down, because... what does that look like from here? Not that bad. I'll add some little terraforming. Probably like that. That tall, maybe? Maybe a little bit less, like that. And then I'll just fill this in with the... That's a set height? Use height tool. That's just sort of like that. And then I can use the plateau tool to smoothen it out. Also update, those people deleted their comments themselves. Ah, well, good. Hill time! I thought you said hell time first when I first saw that. I was like, well, what? That's probably finally realized by they probably. Who knows, maybe. I'm not that aware of the layout of the site that's uploaded on, so I don't know how likely it is that they did that. Anyway, it didn't stick around for long, as I'm pretty tired. Oh, that's fine. Thank you for stopping by anyway. Will we see you tomorrow for the new episode of Star Trek Pathos? There may be some continuity with the last episode that is still not resolved. Eliza won't be coming to tomorrow night's Star Trek session. Or maybe. Well, either way. I mean, that's okay. If you can make it, then that'll be great. If not, that's also okay. Have a good night. Bye-bye, VGR. Bring up the terrain, hilling time. Bring up the terrain, hilling time. Never need a valley, never need a dime. Bring up the train and hilling time. So yeah, interesting given that this is on the MVR. Bye, good night. Yes, exactly, the Milton Valley Railroad. So yeah, back there you can see just a very slight hill. How slight? Very slight, yes. Okay, so that's... Let's see. If I grab this height and apply a little bit... If I just bring this back here as well, would that work a bit better? Because I can partially bury the portals in the ground. I think that might just look better, because it did look a bit weird with the hill just ending there. Yes, that looks better. I do need to fix it over here a little bit though. What does that look like from over here? From over here you can't really see, that's good. Then from over here, looking that way, that looks okay as well. Bye, good night. That I can confirm. It is a very slight hill. Do I like it? Of course, but it's not that noticeable. Meaning the hill, not me liking it. Yes, well, it's not supposed to be that noticeable. It's just supposed to be a slight increase in elevation back there. It might be a little bit more noticeable when I put the fields and things in. So I think I want to have this mostly really as pasture. So let's paint that in. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Everybody paint in time. Paint in time, paint in time. Yes, paint in time. Not referencing the Devonian town. Bum ba-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-dum. I mean, for the Great Plains, that would be great. Bum ba-da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da. I do really like the look of this. Just imagining, like for example, on the Maria's Pass or Maria's Pass route, you know that there's just stretching Great Plains. That could be fun, really fun to make a line where it's basically just like most of the scenery is just those wide open spaces like that, which is something that I've never really done in Trainz, except with a little with desert sometimes. But having it be grass, that's just such a unique and strange environment coming from someone who lives in the UK. But of course here it doesn't fit that well. I need to have the the boundaries continuing on a little bit. Although I do really like how it looks. Let's put the fences in first. Copy and pasture? No. Sure is haha, Devonian town. Yes, meaning the real life equivalent of pagan Wales. Yes, exactly. Right, so, hold on, I'm a little bit turned around now. There we go. Right. Let's just extend the fence over to here, and then we'll see. Because ideally, I would like to have any field boundaries in here very unnoticeable. Like for example, if I have this fence carry off that way, then if I have another fence coming in like that, let's see. Yeah, with the field here, I do need some amount of detail over here to... I need some amount of detail over here to convince people that I did actually do any work over here. That's not just completely empty space that I just didn't bother to finish, basically. So let's see how that will go. So if I add fences like that, and I've never built this sort of space before, so that's going to be interesting. I mean, maybe just using, I suppose having a road, like a dirt road, going along the fence here might be, I mean, that might be almost enough to make it good. Hold on, did I? Oh, I must have deleted that by accident. One moment. Shave, yes, yes, yes. Then straighten that. Or maybe not. So now I'll have to move that over to there. The thing is, do I really want this to be separated into individual fields like this? Maybe having another road coming over like that, joining it here. Maybe if I painted underneath, it would be a little bit more visible. And then maybe having another, if I like have another road coming off like that, which then went over like this, kind of curving its way over here. Shive, last pictures. Yeah, basically. Not the cab ones. But yeah. One moment, actually. Sure is, I agree. It is really nice, especially given the knowledge that on the very same route there are extreme mountains. Yes. Well, I wouldn't say extreme mountains. Yeah, the flat grassy plains on DTG's Marias Pass is surprisingly detailed. Shave, save, shave. Yes. Also, ooh, this has scenarios for Marias Pass. Ah, never mind. It's US only. Wait, what? Oh. Ah, the Empire Builder. I mean, we could make them with the California Zephyr, even if it might not realistically go on. I don't know. But yeah, just having that road going up there and then probably painting it underneath, maybe with even a little bit of a larger brush. So normally I'll go all the way down for this, but given the flat angle that it'll be seen from, it might be a better idea to go with a little bit of a larger brush on the winding roads, on the hills. Also, I will have to look at this with the render distance turned up, because then you will actually be able to see the portals. Let's see, if I turn this up to maybe there? Or is that much too big? I don't know. We'll see. As I sometimes say. Yeah, that was a bit wonky. I'll redo that bit. All right. Okay. I think that with these two roads, so with this road and with this road, the broader brush really does help. But with that other road, since it is kind of facing us, it is too broad. So I'll have to redo that with a small brush size. I'll still go a tiny little bit larger than I usually do for this road, for this job. But I'll go a little bit slower along here so that it has a chance to paint a little bit more, especially with the frame rate. Okay. DTG should once just get up and release all of the US only DLC to Europe as well. Like, does Great Northern even still exist? Well, Great Northern might be a constituent of BNSF perhaps? Or maybe Union Pacific? I don't know. Yeah, I'm much more happy with that. Now let's increase the render distance a bit so we can see what it looks like with us being able to see the portals. Let's increase to 4 kilometers. Yes. So, haha, you can see the portals back there. Which means I'll have to hide them with trees, probably. I mean, with the Pilsbergbahn map, I did incorporate the portals into the into the scenery. But I think here it would look better if I didn't do that. Also, that looks, well, actually I quite like how that looks. Especially with the gaps in there. Although, I think maybe having a similar thing up here, where it's literally just that one type of tree, might look quite good, since it's so far away. And because it's... Maybe if I move them into the ground slightly. Hold on. Yeah, I know this is a bit tedious, but it's nothing compared to what I did on some other maps. Especially when you do some catenary work and... no, I'm thinking about the catenary work, no! Basically. Well, it's not that bad. Most of the... Well, it can be that bad, but it isn't at the moment. Something like that. So that you can see... Well, actually, maybe. Maybe if I had another kind of string of them over here, just to indicate that there is something back there. I don't know, I don't like that. Maybe if I move these ones into the ground a bit further, and then maybe place like a farmhouse or something there, like with the silo. That one. You know the one I mean. That looks a little bit too odd, one moment. These need to be up out of the ground a little bit more. Yeah, it still looks a bit odd, hold on. This one needs to up a little, like that. Up a little bit more like that. Yeah, almost. Hold on. Like that, yes. And now save and then put the thing down. But well, maybe they will bring it to Europe eventually. Yikes, sounds quite bad. Free catenary work. It's only mildly maddening sometimes. Whatever. Anyway. No, I mean, the catenary work that I did is nothing compared to what you... what a lot of other people do on certain European, or how should I say, Central European routes. So I've like put that whereas there, that farmhouse thing. I don't know, maybe that's not the best place for it because we've got the trees there. Maybe if I have that there instead. Yes, I think that that would work much better. Delete that, put that there, and then I can draw a little bit of the road over to it as well. Don't even have to put the spline in this time. Just like that. I think that that works. So if you're over here, so imagine there's stuff in that corner as well. Over here, so, okay, one moment. So you've come from over here, you've got all these other fields. It's already getting quite open here. Then you've got a bit of forest here. Then opens up on the left, on the right. Fields. On that side, carries on. Then you can already kind of see it opening back there. Carries on, carries on, carries on. And say you go over this way, and then along here. Imagine there's stuff on the left in that corner as well. So you come over here, and then you go back here, and you can just see it opening like that. I think that's a great view. And the slight hill does make a difference. Then over here you can see the town and things like that. And yes, I'm very aware that it's a little bit odd that the grass spline just stops where the fence is, if you think about it. But if I put any amount over on that side, you'd think, oh, why isn't grass splines everywhere? This way the fence does act like kind of a natural boundary to that, so that is very useful. Right. Or is that DLC used only because the route it has scenarios for was? Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, back on topic. What a nice road. What nice road. What a nice road. Trainz, that may be so, but DTG does have the licenses to release UP and BSF content to the US as well as Europe. Now, it would appear so, yes. Maybe they'll get around to it eventually, I don't know. But, well, maybe they will bring it to Europe eventually. Yikes, sounds quite bad, right? Read chat? Yes, indeed. Yeah, indeed. Never done anything close to that myself in Trainz. Barely ever even touched catenaries, to be honest. I would not suggest that you do. It is very dangerous to touch something like that, especially when the power's on. Really. That's, yeah. But to be frank, I've only ever done routes with a large focus on catenary. With what? But to be frank, I've only ever done routes with a large focus on catenary. What do you mean? You said you've barely touched it. Or do you mean that Frank did that? So to be frank, it would mean to have done that, since Frank did that. Is that what you meant? Please explain. I don't think I misread that. So now we need another field. So what sort of field do I want over here? If the player does go over here for some reason, some strange region, yes. I want this field. Trainz, to be honest, I've barely even touched catenary, but to be frank, I've practically only done catenary routes. Alright. Yeah, this Frank ain't the most honest. Oh, right. I see. I see how it is. So this probably should also get a little bit of an access road, even if the player isn't really going to see it. I think that having a little bit of a connection with that road on the left might be good. I think that at some point we do need to have a signaling stream, because after... Actually, do I want to have bushes along there? I probably do. Yes. Although it might actually look better without them. Being able to look through there opens it up a little bit more. I think I actually prefer it like this. But I'll probably paint a little bit of the forest texture underneath it. Yeah, because the thing is that I was planning to, after we finished this branch of the Milton Valley Railroad, to go back up to the mountains and continue on one of those branches. Because it has been many, many months since we've done that. It might actually have been over a year, I don't know. Actually, let me check. I should probably check that. One moment. Let me first save. Okay. Let's have a look. So, if we go to my Trainz Live playlist. Let's see, so this is all stuff in the mountains, which goes to, so there we've built the dam. And then here is when we started building the flat lands, basically, where we're with a river and things. So that was episode 35. 35. Now we're at what, 160? No, 100 and something. 156. So that was October, the 28th of October, 2020, which means that it has been over a year. So it has been over a year since we worked in the mountains. Because if we look at the playlist again, hold on, bit laggy piece of Trainz. So this is when we stopped working in the mountains, and then all of this down here, with the exception of some of the special things, because that's a multiplayer stream, and that's the Comet Mountains Railroad DLC preview, which will be coming out very soon. Sorry. And then this is Marquis route. This one as well, and that one, Cornish Railways. So yeah, but most of this is, except for a couple ones, yeah, most of this is just building the flatlands. And then there's more, because that's only when it has to load more. That's the Pittsburgh Barn unveiling, the 100th Trainz live stream. And then that's when we started working on the yard. And then that's all still yard stuff, more yard stuff. And then the industrial area, then the Central Europe mini route, that's still more industrial area, yard stuff, which goes all the way up till here, which is when we started working on the cement plant thing. And then carrying on, and then going all the way down to here, which is, you can't see the last one, but the last one is down there somewhere, which is what we did on Saturday. So yeah, I originally thought to go back to the mountains right after we finished this little section, but we really need to do the signaling here as well, because this most of the section doesn't have signaling. If we look here, the last signals are placed here where the tunnel is. And then all of this bit, so the entire cement plant, all of this over here, this doesn't have any signals. And I need to redo the signals on the main line as well, or check them at least, because last time when I drove here, there were some strange restricting signals that showed up. So when I do the signaling for all of this bit, I might as well do that as well. Also, does the yard already have signals? I think it does. Hopefully. Yes, it does. The yard has signals. Few, basically. But the industrial area district does not. So, yeah. We'll probably do that, and then we'll go into the mountains, because that won't take that long. 2,000 streams later. Yeah, see, it didn't take that long. It took much longer. Basically. Anyway, let's connect this with a little bit of a dirt road. Like I said, just basically a little bit like that. And then we can put that in like that. How does that look from over here? You can't see it, which is good. So, you can tell by the capitalization. If I say to be frank, it is the same as to be honest. But if I say to be frank, it basically means to be dishonest. But I won't keep that up. There might be Franks watching, and I realized that the joke might not be enjoyable to everyone. Ha ha, the damn episode was the first one I watched live. By the way, I find it interesting that Transport Fever and Planet Coaster have their own playlists, but Human Fall Flat doesn't, even though Human Fall Flat has more episodes, yes. Well, Planet Coaster almost did not have its own playlist, and the Transport Fever was done before the MISC streams were a thing. Yard Staff UK. I suggest starting to signal today, maybe do some more this upcoming Saturday, and then hop into the mountains on Wednesday in 1 week? Well, the signaling I'll start when I've finished the scenery work here on this branch, which we basically only need to do this empty bit back here, and then it'll be done. It is done. Done, done, done. Yes, done. So I will want that road, the road 2L, L for lane, highway. So do I want that to carry on straight, or do I want that to curve with the tracks? I think I'll probably have this carry on straight, and then I'll probably have an intersection with that coming over here and paralleling the tracks. And that can then merge into the dirt road. That certainly is something if it were to do that. Well, we can just do that and then have this kind of go over the hills like that. That's fine. This one should probably be a little bit closer like that. Done, done, done. Brilliant. Thank you. So yeah, over here it looks like it'll continue that way. Okay, good. Which means I'll probably put trees along this road. Just so the view of this is a little bit cut off. 55% should be good. 55% of what, you might ask? Well, 55% of cutoff, of course. That will only make sense to people who know a little bit about how steam locomotives are driven. I think a little bit of this as well in here. I should prefer it with a broadleaf tree in the corner. Will this town get the billboard treatment? Maybe. Trees? I thought this should be the start of the Great Plains. That's the Great Plains, that's trees. So, yeah, because if you go over here, and then you want to run around and come over here, I want to block, although should I? Because if you go over here, that does kind of look like the view is deliberately being blocked. Maybe if I have some gaps in the trees, like that. And then maybe having this tree like there. Not happy with that. Maybe just something like this. So then you can still see the field back there. And I'll get this tree and place another one there. Maybe with a little bit more of a gap. And then I'll probably move these ones closer to the road as well. Okay. Okay, like that. Maybe having one of these trees there instead would be good. Ish. Maybe if we were there. Yes, I like that. Right. Right. Yes, they're to the right. It looks like there's a right forest there. Almost looked like a huge hedge before. Yeah, then we'd have to go over it. But yeah, that was the previous point. Maybe just having a field, like a plowed field here. Maybe let's rotate it a bit, like that. And then that can go to there. And this can carry on along this way. Connect up to this. Booah! Ah ha ha ha. The red wagon. I need that red wagon back. Alright, that looks fairly good. Now, back there, the question is, do I put trees? Maybe. Also back here, I think I want a pasture in the corner. So maybe like that as the size of the field, the pasture. Then I can use the other texture to kind of dilute this one a bit. It's a bit too small, the brush. Hold on. Still a bit too small. That's more like the size that I wanted. Oh wait, that's... Hold on. Need to fix it slightly. One moment. Fixture in progress. No, not fixture, I mean... yeah. Okay. No, not really. Not really, okay. Hold on. To your hats! Dun dun dun! Yes, that's much better. So then I do want to have a tree boundary here. And then along here, which this road will be paralleling, going basically like that. Pasture Picture style 555-0845 today, and we'll get your pastures fixed before you can say the name of our businesses. How many do you have? I know, it's business. Right, so that looks okay. Just using those two tree types looks good there. We never said businesses. Yeah. Okay, so for those trees back there, I do definitely want to have the bushes planted underneath, shrubs, because I do definitely want to break the line of sight with this. So that will be a great aid in this endeavor. Then along here as well. Like this. Probably along here as well, but that is beside the point. So now, is that too empty? The answer to that question is yes. I'm going to need some of these trees in here. Yes? Does that not look good? It feels too big. I know that that's a little bit funny considering that a lot of the other fields that I have are that size, if not bigger. But in this case, it just feels too large. And I don't think these trees are helping. Maybe I need to split it into two fields. Maybe I need to have like a golden or brown like that. Hold on, that's not the right tab. There we go. I'll save. I think it's empty really. Remember, it's not supposed to look British. Maybe add cattle. I like the large size a lot. I like the large size as well, but it just looks too large in this case. I don't know what it is. Let's see what it would look like if it's split in half. Well, I say half. Well, about there. Yeah, I know, cattle. I want to try and make it feel not as big first. What would that feel like? That feels much better. I'm going to put a fence in there, and then probably also some bushes, because bushes would be bushy. And where is it? There we go. Not too convinced with the split, but maybe. I quite like the split. Who knows? I do. Plus we need a fence going along here. basically they can just go into there. Then we'll need a fence going along the back here. And I've realized I've slid quite far down the chair again. And right, bushes. Let's see. Ooh, or maybe just grass. Let's see, if I grab the larger grass pine, maybe that would help. And if I add a little bit of grass like that along here, would that work? Yes, because that adds just enough detail back there so that it looks better from here. Also, I need to paint underneath the trees back there. Grass 12. Yes. And then along here as well. Given that this is the US, should the split be straight? Straight enough. Basically. Because you'll only see it from back here, and it makes it look a little bit more interesting like that. Besides, a lot of these fields aren't exactly straight in this area. That kink looks a bit No! And who knows what the law says? It could be that the law says that it is going straight like that. Maybe it's just the farmer wanted it a little bit different. Or maybe it's just the ground. Maybe there's rocks under here and so it's not fit for tilling or something like that. I don't know. I need the grass, splime, to put underneath the fence here. And then also back this way a bit as well. And then paint underneath it with a little bit of the darker grass texture. Let's try that. Damage him, I'm a doctor, not a farmer. Okay, that looks good. Although, maybe having a fence gate there would be good. Which means, no, not that one. I wanted to leave the other spline. Like that. Then I need to go over, grab the fence gate. That close to there. Not that one. I wanted the... No, yes, that's Plime. There we go. And then I'll need the mud tool. No, not the hairy mud tool. Different kind of tool. I need this one. And just a little bit like that. And then I'll put a bit of cattle in. A bit of? No, a few cattle. And some of them sleeping over here. Or resting over there. Maybe I should put one of these trees in here. Just so that they can have a little bit more shade, maybe. Maybe if I do that and then add a little bit of the grass underneath, hold on. Wrong thing. I need this thing. Does that look better? The answer is yes, but we need another one there. Is that the right position for it? A little bit more to the right. There. That's what it needs. I'll rechat in a little while, 1 moment. Well, either one, really. Yes, I'm quite happy with that. So now we need to fix this little bit, and something bit underneath the trees, and this little bit back here. Well, I say little bit, it's basically half the route, but that's fine. Damn Jim, I'm a doctor on the USS Enterprise, not a scientist on the architecture. No, hold on. Damn Jim, I'm a doctor on the USS Enterprise, not a scientist on the agricultural research facility on Regulon 2. Not a scientist on the agricultural research facility on Regulon 2. Yes, agricultural. Scientist in the agricultural research facility. That's why, yes, it's in, not on. Yes, that's why yeah. That's why I went wrong. Okay, so now if we painted this with the longer grass texture like that, and down there, fill it in, then a little bit of the other texture, the lighter one, this one, no, is that one? No, that's the wrong one. I need that one. A little bit of that in here. Great. Now save and then half a what? Maybe. Then I need some of this grass along here to basically fill in the gap between the road and the field. Just because it looks a little bit too empty. Plus I might, yeah, I will also paint in the other texture. Okay. That. Oh, that's the wrong texture. I need this one. Is that really? I suppose that's so good. That's okay. Along here. And this bit like that. I'll also need some between the tracks on the road and the tracks in the field. So basically just sort of like that. Is that a bit too much? I don't know. Maybe. Or maybe not. I think that's good. That was a little bit too close to the tracks there, I think. That's better. Okay, that along there. Okay, there, that looks good, I think. Now I'll need the other texture, that one. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, good. Just to fill in the gaps between there a little bit. Just for it to look a little bit more like it should. Like this. Okay, that looks good. So if you're going along here for some reason, it looks like it's just carrying on that way. Spiky grass or sharky grass? Shaky grass. Yeah. Thin grass, wide grass, short grass, tall grass. Don't go into the tall grass. Looks great. Yes. I know. Will there be a fence between rail and the road? Probably, if it gets built. Now I need to put the fence in here first. Let's just make that go to here, basically. Although I need to fix that spline point slightly to there. So let's put the grass in on that side. Which means I will also need to have a little bit of this grass spline along here, just so it doesn't look as though the grass suddenly stops when the trees start. And that's a little bit too close to the field. I need to move that to there. Okay, then I need to continue this over here like this. That looks almost right. I need a little bit more grass there. It's a bit too close there. So this should go more along like that. A little bit of a gap there. Continue along this bit. And then let's have it like this. How does that look from this side? Reasonable enough. From this side, also reasonable enough. Good. Maybe place a tractor and or combine harvesters somewhere. Maybe. Radio tower, lookout tower, old disused sleepers, and maybe a telegraph telephone power line. I did think about that. The thing is, if I do put that there, it will basically have to go probably all the way to where the bridge is. And then, well, which actually that might work quite well. We can try it. It might look good. Bridge? What bridge? The bridge over the little creek. Ah, that bridge, after the tunnel. Well, or before the tunnel, depending which way you go. Also, I don't think I will want a fence here between the road and the tracks, because I know... Well, sometimes there's a fence, but I know from rail fanning videos and things that sometimes there just is no... If there's a gap like this, then it's quite reasonable to not have a fence there, basically. The one with the mayor and the Lady Sasquatch taking a mud bath while on holiday from the mountains. Yes. Okay, so I really quite like how this looks. So next let's deal with this empty bit there. I think that probably just putting just another basic field in there would be enough, I would say. Maybe just another one like this. And this is a reasonable distance from the tracks as well, so I don't have to put that much detail in here. I will fix that, don't worry. But if there's not a fence there, that would be stopping people from just stepping over the tracks. What would the Public Health and Safety Authorities say? Actually, come to think of it, I don't think they'd say anything. They'd be speechless. You know, you can just step over a fence. Or if you've got pliers, you can just snip off the fence and then step over. If you want to go onto the rails, then a basic fence won't really stop you. Especially if you're the Terminator. No, not the Solar Terminator. I meant the Death Machine Terminator. And over here, maybe another little pasture. And then trees along here. I think that should suffice, considering you'll only really be able to see it from here. And then back there, probably backdrop spline with trees. Yes, with salt and vinegar as well, yes. No. So let's see, if I start that there, go to there, get that height, apply that height there. So it's kind of looking like it almost advances behind the hill. Now if this, carry on there, go to there, then maybe a bit of a corner there, and then that can, what if I joined that with that? Would that look good? If I add trees, speed trees on here, that could add a lot of goodness to it. So let's do that, I would say. Let's just add them to about there. And if I add some of the smaller trees in front, and some of these trees as well. Some of these ones. So if you look at it from back here, I think that works. There's a clear gap where the road goes through. Yes, it looks like the world ends after that, but that's fine. I can try to see what it looks like if it's like that. Does that look better? I think it does, actually, surprisingly. If you go along here, you're not really supposed to be back here that much, so it's okay if you can kind of tell that there's a backdrop there. Because this is really, you're really not supposed to be back here. Like over here at the most. Which means that I need some trees. Need some trees along here. Hold on. Yes? Trees? There we go. So something like that. That's a bit too close. Hold on. Like that. And then, no, I don't want to change that. Yes, so let's say I'll save. Hold on, let's say I save. That's a good thing to say. So then, if you're coming along here, and you come over, and it's in running around, you for some reason go all the way over here. It still looks like there's scenery here. That's good, and you can see the portals back there, and it looks like there's still sceneries. That's good. Now if we go over here, looking at it from this side, great open stuff. You've got that there. Great. That is basically what I wanted. And over on this side, that all also looks acceptable. Except for this. I need to add grass plants on the sides of this road. It has become an inevitability. An inevitability, yes. Which is definitely very easy to say. An inevitability, an inevitability, an inevitability, an inevitability. You try that. You try saying that. An inevitability. An inevitability, an inevitability, an inevitability, an inevitability. I think my first go at it was the best. Take that one. Yes. So putting that along like this. Good, good. Then I need the texture, paint underneath it. No. Not inevitable. Yes, Anne. Yes, there we go. Anyway, I should probably read with that other chat first. Yes, but then the railroad can say, look, we try to our best to tell people not to cross the tracks. We even put a fence there. If people go ahead and destroy that fence, the fault is not ours. But if there's not a fence there, I don't know. Goodness. But yeah, while it does look very nice, I do think that the trackside looks a bit clean, like there's a bit too tidy maybe. Yeah, it does look better. Do you still think that about the trackside? Heading towards the portals. You haven't escaped, you know. You're not even going the right way. Where do you think you're going? Because I don't think you're going where you think you're going. Hello? Is anyone there? Now for the wildflowers. Or at least some more colorful flora. Inevitability, haha. An inevitability, an inevitability, an inevitability, an inevitability, an inevitability. Phew. Shredders, yes, I think that about the trackside. Ha 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 ha. I'll have a look at it. Also, yes, I did just say the an inevitability thing again, and correctly. Shredders, wow, nice one. Yeah, you did. Yeah, did it. Thank you. I'm here all week. Well, I'm technically not. What do you mean by too clean? Maybe add a fence on the right. Like a field boundary thing. That might add a bit. Like, I mean, it could do with a few old sleepers. I don't know. This bit isn't really meant to be seen by the player that much, though. Like, only if they come back here because of running around or something like that. And I think that's good enough, really. Although maybe a few old sleepers here. Hold on. In that little bit. Let's see, where's the... So yeah, hold on. Just a few old sleepers like that. And then maybe a stack or something on the side. Or 2. Or 15. Just like that. Yeah, I suppose that does add a bit. But then I think I should also perhaps put a little bit of a dirt texture underneath that. So that... just very, very slight. Just, that might make it look a little bit better. Just sort of like that. Yes, that makes it look better. So... Besides some spare rails, maybe. Ah, sure, that could be nice. Yeah, like that. The JVC dirt, the lightly browny one, maybe, or this? JVC dirt? I don't know. JVC dirt. I don't have that unless it's payware. Nope. I have nothing titled JVC dirt. Although I can this. JVC and then put dirt like that. Is this what you meant? This texture? It's called JVC bracket S09 grass B dirt. I prefer that other one. Okay, so I think that's the scenery bit of this branch finished. Now we've got like 9 minutes left. No precise lecture. I doubt we could do much with 9 minutes. I was thinking of maybe starting the signaling of this place, but I think it might be better. You could start the signaling. I think that might be better if I do that next time, so I can do it all in one go and remember which bits I did. Especially since I also need to take a thumbnail, so I mean that could look really good. I don't know what it would look like on a thumbnail-sized image, but we'll see. It looks like nothing, basically, so no, I can delete that. On a large scale it looks nice, but on a thumbnail scale it looks basically like nothing. What if I... maybe I can lure people into watching the video by putting the portals on there so they think, what? He's actually finished building a line? What is this? And then they watch the stream and figure, huh, oh, I guess that's it. He has. Suppose something like that might also work if I don't choose the other one. Once we get into the mountains, there will be so many good thumbnail opportunities, I think. Twas just the one that came to mind. Okay. Just around to New Washington. Well, if you don't remember the bits you did, you can always watch the archive. I don't remember. I didn't mean remember. I meant as part of the flow. What is the sorcery? Oh, maybe do a thumbnail from within one of the portals. No, because the point of having the portals on there would be to show people, hey, look, we've finished building the branch. If you can't tell that it's a portal and could mistake it for a tunnel, then that wouldn't be very good. So I think one of those should work. I'll add a tree of save freeze protection. Let's see if it works. Yes, it did. Great. So with that, I mean, I suppose we can have, we've got like 6 minutes. I suppose we can have a nice little fly along of the entire of the line, like from over here. I could drive, but then that would take too long. Oh, yeah, performance over here isn't great when, hold on. When it's because I'm streaming. If I closed OBS, it would be much, much better, because I had this open only just today to figure some things out, and it was nowhere near this bad. It's because OBS is recording as well. So maybe starting out over here, and I do think it's got to do with the cars, the group car, those cars, because at the moment. So look at this. Look at the performance I get here when I'm rendering all these cars. Like, even if I turn this way, and if I go over here, it's still quite laggy. I'm rendering all these cars, and then I go over here, and it's smooth-ish. So, anyway, yeah, let's go fly along. So, yes, here we go. We won't be able to fly through the tunnel because the camera will be pushed up. but that'll be okay. You can see the radio tower there on the right. I really like how this tunnel turned out, this entrance. And the other one as well. Yeah, see, it pushed us up. Hold on. Ah, that's actually a nice view as well. Ooh. Hold on, I'll actually just grab a screenshot of that. Now going down here. That looks nice as well, good. For a second I thought that signal was blinking, but it isn't. Good. So then yes, we come along here. Oh, I know what. Okay, we'll tell you what, we'll try the telegraph masts after I've just finished this fly along. We've just remember them. Hold on. So you're looking over there, you can see the outskirts of the town, of the city, I mean. Looking over there, we can see the wetland down there. Going over the bridge. This is the one I meant. And getting a bit of a performance hit again. Might again be because of the cars, if I have placed them over here, and if I haven't, it might be because of the passengers, because for some reason I noticed that the passengers also impact performance quite a bit. So, for example, now that I'm past the station, performance is much better. Anyway, we've got this industry over here, the sphericalness of it. Then it goes back along this way. Then we've got a diesel switcher, the abandoned branch there, well, spur, carries on this way. I think this is a reasonable size for a a little branch, well, a part of a main line that goes off of the actual main line, not a branch line. Because this is a main line, it's just only a part of it. Carries along here. I'm almost finished. I will have to do a pass where I check all the industries to make sure that they're all set up, but at this point I'm not even sure which industries exactly I want to have on this map. So yeah, then it comes out here. You can see it opening up back there. And then down here it goes into the station, New Washington. Then you've got the crossover, and then if you want to continue, you can go all the way back there. So should there be grass splines on the left before the forest? Track. No. Let's have a look. What do you mean? Do you mean here? Oh, you mean along this bit here? I don't think so. I like the way it looks like this. So let's quickly try the telegraph thing. Come to think of it, where did the telegraph line actually end, this one? Or did it just go off into the distance? Because it did come along here, you can see it's right there. Goes over to this side, and then, yeah, I think it just ends when the scenery ends on this side. Hold on, performance. Please hold on to your seats, fasten your seat belts. Yeah, so it goes along, yeah, it goes up to here, and then it stops because The scenery on this side stops here. Interesting. Let's try it. Let's see what that would look like. We just have the telegraph or power lines, whatever, probably telegraph lines, coming over like that. Then it would probably go over like this. And carry on like that. Does that look good? I don't know. What do you think? Pylons? No, they're not pylons. Well, they might be. I think they're poles. I don't think I like it. Over here on this bit it looks okay, but on this bit I don't know. I'll put them a little bit further and then we'll see. Should they really be crossing over the tracks that much? That's the question. Because maybe it shouldn't, who knows? I think that maybe along this bit it would look good, or it does look good, but we'll have to check. Along here I'll have to place it quite close to the road. I have to check that none of that is going through trees. Performance. It would be nice to have you on my side again. So then yes, having it go up to there, then maybe carrying on down this way and then along this road. Let's see how that looks. Here it looks fine. Crosses over to that side. That all looks good here. It goes along there. Cross over again. Along here. Over here it looks good. And as we get into the forest, is that all okay? Yep, that's all okay. Then as we get into the town of Lagosius, it goes that way, that's good as well. Now I've just got to check the others going the other way. That looks good. Well, except that... hold on. Why does that look odd? Because it's not placed in the right spot. That looks better. Let's save. Okay, now this goes along here. How does that impact it? If you come out here, look out to the left, does it still open up in the same way? Not quite, but I think that's okay. Because the telegraph poles, wires, it functions a bit like a barrier as well. Which is why in some bits, I think I prefer it without it, but I think the majority of the area of the line, I prefer it with it. So I think I'm going to keep it. UK. So, oh, I also, yes, right, we also want to have a little wall there. Hold on. I quickly want to finish this so that we can have actually finished. This branch. There we go. Just a nice little wall on that side. Do we need it on this side as well? Probably. I don't know. Over here, I think it's fine on that bit. Bit too high? Move into that tall brown brick wall. Why? It fits quite well with the red. Plus it fits with the brick of this building. Maybe if I moved it down a little bit. Like that, maybe. That I do quite like. Although, does that look too British now, with the walls? Although you would have a barrier, otherwise you'd just fall off the platform that side. Right? How did we do it over here? Over here, well, no, over here there is no wall whatsoever. But again, well, actually, here, I say fall off the platform. The platform's only about maybe a foot or so high. Maybe we don't need them in that case. Because I forgot that the platform is literally only that tall. Anyway, so I think that is that. Next time we do the signaling. Gulp. And while we're at it, we might as well okay, we will probably not do the frogs, because I've just realized that we'd have to put the frogs in the yard as well. But we'll do the signals, we'll try to fix the signals on the main line as well. And then after we've done that, it's back up into the mountains. Finally, after over a year. So, compared to other bits, it looks a tad barren now. I don't think so. Looks alright. Ensure that your seatbelts are securely fastened. Telegraph pylons, pylons, cylons. One of those. Like it. By the way, do you also plan on placing road signs like speed limits and such? At the moment, I don't. I'm not planning to. This project is already taking a lot longer than I had anticipated, and adding that extra level of detail would... I mean, in some places, maybe, where it's a bit closer, but most of the areas, no. More stop signs in the towns. Maybe not, but maybe. Looks good. Lagosius, Maximus, Colorado, Montana. Yay. The telegraph poles get kept. The walls are a bit too high. Okay, we're done that. Sorry, convinced. Yeah, great. A shorter one? No. So that's what I was thinking too. It's a bit British. Gulp? Nah, I don't think it'll be that bad. Over a year. Wowzers. So, right, that's that. Tomorrow, the next episode of Star Trek Pathos will start. And not just the next stream, that will start as well, but the next episode will start. And it's going to be a special one, so I hope to see you for that then. So this stream will be archived on YouTube. Shoutouts, Kangafango streams on Sundays. If you play Trainz, have a look on the download station for Central Europe, as well as Cornish Railways. As well as also Central Europe Mini, it's smaller. Get in touch with Slovak Eagle, he'll explain everything. Anyway, well, not about the Cornish Railways, but about the Central Europe stuff. Anyway, so, thank you for coming. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yes, I know. Bye. Yes, those watching the archive. Exactly.